I'm Kayla Click. I'm a realtor. I'm with Evie Halliday. I have been with them since 2015. I'm also involved in CCAR. I'm on the board of directors. I'm currently the chair of the TreePack committee. I'm also the Texas Realtors trustee for Collin, Grayson, Fannin, and Cook counties. And then I belong to several other committees, which I enjoy very much. So when I was younger, my mom was always very into us being involved as children, that life wasn't going to be given to us, and that even though we had a lot of things in life, that we had to give back. And so through our church, through different things, we always volunteered and gave back in our community. And, you know, having that citizenship awards that they used to give in school that we win. And I think that's what led me, first of all. I'm a big believer in education. So my first group that I ever worked with was the education, professional development and education there at CCAR. And I started in 2016. Throughout whatever I did, during the time I was modeling in New York, you know, I lost a lot of friends to the AIDS epidemic. And we found out then that we had to be proactive, just like we had to be proactive during COVID, and get people to realize what was happening. And so I think that was the first fundraiser. I did a runway show for AIDS in the early 80s. And then from there, it kind of led on to me discovering that you have to give back in this life. It's very, very important. I learned very early on that this is not about me. One of my first clients was deaf. And it was very interesting because we communicated through an interpreter, which I would call on the phone and he would see them on his TV. And we built a really great relationship with each other. We were able to sell his home. I eventually worked with his children, and a few years after I sold his home, he passed away, and his kids came to me and asked me to help put on his funeral because they didn't know who else to go to, that I had taken such good care of them that they wanted me to, you know, help them through this. And so we've remained friends, and he was a great guy, and but it was a real learning lesson for me. So no matter the price of the home, no matter the person, it's our obligation, and I feel mine, to work with people to help them find their fit, their community. My husband and I moved around so much with his career, and I think it's so important, you know, from the movie Friday Night Lights, you know, it's where's your heart? Home is where your heart is, and that's a big part of what I help people to find, is where their heart is. And when I get a call from someone that's been living here a year and says, wow, thank you so much. We were not expecting for it to turn out like this. We love where we live. We love our community. We love the involvement that we've been able to have. Thank you. It just means so much. And when they send referrals, then that just validates it even more. It's very important that sometimes we step away from showing, we step away from listing, we step away from marketing and go do what's going to make our industry stronger, make our clients, you know, real property rights. We're there for those rights. We're there for them. We want them to know that we're fighting for them. I say a lot in my meetings, I fought for you before I ever met you. I work for you while we're working together, and I will continue to fight and work for you even after the transaction's done, because that's what part of being a realtor is, and being a member of TreePack, is that we're always watching out for the rights of everyone. Every legislative year, we do a Hill visit. And it's usually in March, I believe, that we go and we visit the state representatives, we visit the Capitol, we all come together. Yeah, I could be out showing houses, I could be talking to, you know, listing appointments, but when I come back and I tell them, hey, I was sitting with so-and-so, we were discussing water rights. You know, you live in the country, one of the issues we've talked about is you can't get a water line on this other piece of property that you're trying to sell. I'm working on that. And I got to tell somebody how important that was to me. Or my friends in Houston that are there with me saying, hey, we're building $1 million homes where people can't get broadband. What are we doing about it? You know, my clients that have little farms, looking at them going, we just got the right to farm passed. And we talked about that while we were at the Hill visit with them. So you get to know everyone on a personal basis. I joke with people and I always ask them, you know, what's a weekend? It's because we work on the weekends. We work at night. I answer my phone usually from 7 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. I do still respond to text messages and emails if I'm up, but no, we work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've shown houses on Christmas Eve. I've shown houses on New Year's Day. I've shown houses on Thanksgiving. And it's not because it was always planned. It's because maybe someone has family in and they're only there for a day. They see that the house down the street's for sale. I make a phone call. I find out that the family's visiting another family and that we can see it. So we run over there and see it. And then they usually invite me over for a piece of pie or something, so it makes it all worthwhile. So I think my husband and I used to always say this, you know, there's a sense of adventure, there's a sense of hope, and there's the opportunity to always make new friends and new connections everywhere you go. So no matter how long you're here, you're always going to have that opportunity when you move to Texas or move anywhere that you move to make new connections, to make new friends, and to discover new things.